Okay, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are watching us from. It's myself and Ruby, and we are back for another Racing Breaks preview. And this time it is Champions Day at Ascot Racecourse. 5 Group 1s. Ruby, this is what it's all about, isn't it?
Oh, it's a great car bash. Obviously, the Balmoral rounds it out. Look, I suppose from a purely racing point of view, the two-year-old race looks competitive, but my understanding was this was Champions Day and the two-year-old races went to Newmarket last week. Look, it's there and someone's going to have a winner, and I'm sure plenty of people will back a winner, but um, I don't know. It seems to be going back on its word a little bit, taking in the two-year-old race after the other ones all moved to Newmarket. So look, it is what it is. I suppose a small field in the stairs race, but that's just the decline in stairs at the moment. We saw that with the Cesar, but you don't even have to go to the Cadran or look at the rest in Doncaster or York. It's everywhere with stairs at the minute. But look, and that's why we've another two-year-old race. It's all about two-year-olds these days, and maybe somewhere along the way people will realise that there is more to racing than just two-year-olds. But anyway, Trollaman in the first.
Yeah,
I
what
have
do
a
we
feeling,
think?
Bash, you're going to be against them, but I think unless they put a couple of hurdles down to Swinley Bottom, I can't see this fella getting beaten.
Yeah, I mean, you can understand why he is a 1 to 2 favourite. There's collateral form in there. He's already had Sweet William and Al Cream behind him, obviously in the Lonsdale Cup at York last time out. But the question I have for you, Ruby, is what happened this time last year when Sweet William got the better of Trawlerman at this meeting?
Yeah, but Sweet William didn't have as good year last year. Maybe Kyprios took the edge off of Trollaman this time last year. That was soft ground as well. Now I know he had won it with a dig in the ground the year before with Frankie, hadn't he?
Hmm.
He came back to beat Kyprios, but no, look, I just think he's been in great form all season. He loves the ground. He started in Sandown. Well, he didn't actually. He started in Maidan where he got beaten, but Sandown, Ascot, York, I think he's been very good. And even in York, when Aidan sent Shackleton forward and made Trollaman a little bit keen, he still managed to get the job done and won impressively. So look, I'm with Trollaman. Um, I don't know. Watching the ledger, I wasn't so sure that Stay True screamed to me like he wanted to go another furlong and a half.
Mm, interesting. Interesting. I think let's not get it twisted. Trawlerman's a twos on shot for that exact reason. He is the most likely winner. I can't be getting stuck in at 1 to 2. So I think that you either leave the race or I do think stay true. Third in the English ledger last time out, and his fourth start. I think he's progressing. £7 swing with the weight allowance. 11 to 2. You could have a small bet on there. I struggle to see how Sweet William is going to turn the tables with Trawlerman. So it's a bit of a tricky race, really, for punters. Are you going to get stuck into an odds on shot? Are you going to keep your money in your pocket? But it's Trawlerman for Ruby in the first. And I'll have a small little go on Stay True in the Champions Long Distance Cup. So the second race on the card, the 130, it is the British Champions Day. 2-year-old condition stakes over 6 furlongs. We've got a short price, even money favourite, Words of Truth, Ruby. Do you like them or not?
Oh, it's the Mugs double, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Trollaman and Words of Truth. William Buick and John Gosling in the first, William Buick and Charlie Appleby in the second, Godolphin on both occasions. I think he's the best horse bash. I don't see three being a bad draw. At this time of year, the Ascot straight course is cut in half and they use the far side for Champions Day. So can't see three being a bad draw for him. I think his form is above the oppositions. I thought he was very good in Newbury when he beat Into the Sky in the Mill Reef the last day, which looked possibly an above standard renewal of the Mill Reef. So I'd be happy enough to go with Words of Truth and stick him in the double with Trawlerman in the first.
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement with you. This is my nap of the day. For the life of me, I cannot see Words of Truth beaten. And there's a little bit of collateral form in there again. There's a horse called Flying Comet who was beaten by the favourite by 5 1/4 lengths. And Division only beaten by 4 1/4 lengths. But I was there at Newbury that day, and although it was good to soft, I had a runner a couple races later, and it was soft ground. So I think it's far more impressive. I think you can up that form for Words of Truth, and I think he just goes and wins. And Ruby, you'll have landed your double, and you're going on to the Champion Sprint Stake with a lot of money in your pocket.
I don't know about that, Bash. With something in my pocket, I hope. But look, the champion sprint is full of Group 1 winners. Lazat, of course, won the Queen Elizabeth II Jubilee Stakes. You've got Big Mojo, who won the Sprint Cup at Haydock. You have Montasib, who won last year's Sprint Cup, Kind of Blue, who won this race last year. Inisherin is a former winner of a Sprint Cup, isn't he? Or no,
Mhm.
not. He's a former winner of the Commonwealth Cup, is it? Inisherin, what? He won a Group 1 sprint or
He's
something.
been, yeah, yeah, he's been there, done it.
Couple of them. Yeah, he won at Ascot. He won the Commonwealth. So there's Group 1 sprinters all the way down this page. Plenty of decent horses. No half measures, of course. Won the July Cup for Richard Hughes and Neil Callan. Um, I'm going to take a flyer on one of the price each way.
Ooh,
Could
go
be a
on,
little bit
Ruby.
of an improver. Not overly raced. An Irish runner, King Coon of Paddy Toomey. He's only had the 9 starts in his career. Had a pretty good 2-year-old season. Missed his entire 3-year-old campaign. Came back in Cork when he was fifth behind Lady of the Lamp. Improved from there to win at Fairyhouse. Then ran into Vespertilio in a group sprint. Dropped back to 5 at Tipperary, which was too sharp for him, and should have won at the Curragh on his last start. I just think he's learning to sprint, and he's an improving horse. He's only a 4-year-old. He's a big price each way, and I think he'd be coming home well in what could be a soundly run race. So an each way shout for King Coon.
There you go. One at a big price for Ruby there. I find these races quite tricky to work out, and I always like to find a horse that's coming here banging form. And for me, that is Big Mojo, putting his best performance last time out, his highest RPR of 121 when he won the Group 1 Sprint Cup at Haydock. It's around 6-1. I think he's got a cracking each way chance, and probably on the day you maybe get more than 4 places. But Big Mojo 6-1. I was listening to an interview with Michael but the trainer was very, very confident that he is, he's flying at home. You can get 6-1 in a place. It's the type of race I definitely want to be having an each way poke. So it's Big Mojo for myself, Ruby. And remind me the name of yours again.
King Coon.
King Coon. Okie dokie. We will move on to the 245. It is a mile and 4 furlongs, and it is the Champions Fillies and Mares Stakes, a Group 1. A great little race on the card here, Ruby. Who takes your fancy?
Um, it is a decent contest. I think Estrange would probably like a little bit more ease in the ground, to get her toe in a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I'd also be slightly concerned about being drawn in stall one bash over a mile and a half.
Okay.
Don't think it's an ideal draw down the inside. I do think this is a plan B for Kalpana. The
Hmm.
Arc was a big target all year. I mean, if she'd won in Longchamp a fortnight ago, would she be here?
Yeah, there you go. It's a great point.
I'm not so sure she would be. I think it's a second. I think it's a plan B for her. She's a good filly, but this wasn't the target. Now you can say that for plenty of them, but I do like the two French fillies,
Okay.
Quisisiana and Latakaya, both Francois Henri at Graffards. One is 18-1, the other is round about 13-2 or 6-1. So I'm going to put the two of them up to turn over Kalpana and Estrange. Hopefully Latakaya wins at a bigger price, but sure she doesn't, Quisisiana will cover it.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I hear exactly what you're saying. And something we came on before we started recording, we're on Friday afternoon at the moment, is we're not sure if they've watered the course or not. It says good ground at the moment. We're not sure if they have watered. And I think that's a key bit of information I'm missing because I really do like a Strange. She won a Group 3 and a Group 2 before being beaten by Mini Hawk, who, arguably, if you run the Arc again, could have won the Arc de Triomphe. A huge performance by Mini Hawk that day. And I think that form is rock solid. She hasn't been seen since August. I think she can run a big race. I'd much rather have a horse coming in here after 6 weeks off rather than on the back of running in an Arc de Triomphe. So I think a Strange at 9-2 is solid enough. I do also like Wardar. If that's how you're going to pronounce it, I think it's got a chance. Got the speed to win over a mile. Also stayed over a mile and 6. Just an unexposed 3-year-old. But a Strange will be the one I will play, and hopefully the ground has got enough juice for her. So that's 4-1 a strain for me, and the two French fillies for yourself, Ruby. And then we move on to the 325, the Queen Elizabeth II Stakes, a Group 1 over a mile. This is a cracking race. Field of Gold. Is he back, or are you taking him on?
Um, he could be back. There's no doubt about it, and he was absolutely brilliant here in the James's Palace. But I've had a couple of thoughts about this race, Bash, and I think this is going to be really tactical.
Interesting.
And in a sense, like what Fallen Angel is going to do. She's going to jump and go from stall 8 and
Hmm.
tow them along. But Field of Gold is in 14, and Rosalian's in 15. Never So Brave is in 13, Docklands is in 12, and Factor Cheval is in 11. They're all hold up horses.
Mm,
So who goes from 11 to 15 to follow Fallen Angel?
sure.
And that one person that does that then throws the other four into the race. So which one of those five riders that we just don't down to those five horses goes forward to follow Fallen Angel? Whoever does becomes the bridge between Fallen Angel and the big guns.
Yeah.
Will they all play cat and mouse? Will they all look at each other? Um, yeah, I was thinking never so brave, never so brave. But the more I look at it, I always like to be in control of my own destiny. And James Doyle will be in control of his. And I
Yeah.
think she could jump out. From stall eight, he's bound to go right hand down when the stall opens. He's not going to come left to the middle of the track to give those four
Sure.
horses outside him something to aim at. He's going to go the other way. And I wonder will she just be get too far ahead of them of the Colts for the catcher. And I'm
Yeah.
going to side with Fallen Angel. Now
Fallen
that is
Angel.
a quirky one, Bash, but it's a pure tactical call that I could have read absolutely back to front. But
No, for sure. I
it
think it's a
happened.
great shout. And she's banging form and she's tough as anything. And yeah, you're right. It might be one of those races you just want a straightforward horse, which is just going to run the race and doesn't have to have things fall, directly in their favor. And I think she's got a cracking chance. I do think, completely contradicting myself, the one that I like is Rosalian, who unfortunately hasn't been able to get his head in front all year. I think he's been so unlucky. He's had 5 runs this year, and his overall distances combined that he's been beaten in all those 5 runs are not more than 5 lengths. It has to fall right for him. You're right; he's a complete hold-up horse.
Bash,
They,
I'd say he
they,
hasn't been beaten four links.
it could be,
Two
it
and a
could
half,
be.
one, 2.5, and a length is 3.5. A nose, a neck, and a
That's
short.
there, the neck. Yeah,
A
there
nose,
you
a
go.
neck, and a
I'm
short
just
head.
trying to protect the price,
It's
Ruby.
not even four lengths, Bash. He's been beaten in 5 starts.
Not even 4 lengths. He's so unlucky. He's so unlucky. Yeah, it's just one of those things. He is just going to have to come late. But I think he'll win. I think he will win tomorrow. Field of Gold. I don't know. For some reason, you just get that feeling in your stomach that bubble has burst. But if he's back to his best, he'll take all the beating. But for me, it's Rosalian, and you're getting 5-1. I think that's a muggy each way bet to nothing if he comes in the top three. And Fallen Angel for Ruby. So we'll move on to the 405, which for me is the race of the day. It is the QIPCO Champions Stakes, so Group 1 over a mile and 2 furlongs. And which way are you siding here, Ruby?
I think Delacroix will go forward and follow Devil's Advocate and Mount Kilimanjaro. I think he'll sit in the box seat. And I think William Buick will sit on Christoph Soubian's tail. He'll pass him going to the furlong pole, and Calandagan won't get to him. Ombudsman wins the race, Bash.
I'm in complete agreement with you, and I can't believe you can get 15-8 about Ombudsman. I think he's one of the bets of the day. He's had Delacroix, like he wronged the right of the Coral Eclipse. He had Delacroix behind him that day. I think Calandagan is one of these horses that seems to be a bit of a thing with the Aga Khan. They have these horses which don't fully go through with it, and I think he should have won more times than
Will
what he
you
has.
get over that French 1,000 guineas, will you? The Aga
I
Khan and
can't.
these horses, they won't go through it. You build the bridge, man, will you?
Build a bridge. Build a bridge. Well, listen, we'll see. We will see tomorrow. But for me, Ombudsman will win the Champions Stake, and he should be shorter than 15-8. I think he is a great price. So we're both in agreement there, Ruby. And we'll move on to the 440, where I am certain we will not agree. It's the Balmoral Handicap. It's over the straight mile. Is there anything that sticks out to you? A horrible race for punters.
I'd say if we agree on this, Bash. I
We're both losing.
actually was going for one at a price that I don't think will win, but could end up running in the money because of the way the ones around him will be ridden, and they could fall in a hole. And if he's coming home, he could run well. And it's Holloway Boy, who hasn't run in a long time. But I think Clifford Lee and Carbrook have had an incredible year. And if Holloway Boy takes his time a little bit and they ride him to come home, he could just sneak in the money at a good price each way.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It's definitely a race you want to be having one each way at a price. And the one that I've gone for is Oliver Show. First time being seen over a mile since being shinned in the Lincoln. I was at the sales this week and spoke to George Bowie, did a little piece with him, and he was quite bullish about his chances of being involved in the finish. So you are getting Oliver Show. You are going to get 25-1, and you're getting Also, there's 25 to 1 in a place for Holloway Boys. So either of those come in, Ruby. We'll have plenty of people buying us a drink. So can I get your best bet of the day, please? Who you strongest on?
Oh, Ombudsman.
Ombudsman. Love that. And I'm going to go for Words of Truth in the 2-year-old condition stake. So it's Ombudsman and Words of Truth, our best bets of the day. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day at Ascot. Ruby, will you be joining us in Delmar for the Breeders' Cup, or are you heading out to the Melbourne
No,
Cup? Or
I'm not. I'm neither, Bash.
Ooh,
I'm in Ireland, unfortunately, this end of October, early November. But yeah, I would love. I'd actually, in my dream world, Bash, I would be going Dublin, LA, Delmar, LA, Melbourne,
yeah,
and Melbourne, Dublin. I think it'd be an incredible week. Two fabulous race meetings, and yeah, I think anybody who's going will have a hell of a time.
absolutely. Well,
Are you
hopefully
going
they'll
to
be
Delmar?
going. I'm going to Delmar. I'll be there again. It was a fantastic trip last year. Anyone that would like to join us, by all means, get in touch because it is a fantastic trip. But hopefully, I'll be going there with some money in my pocket after some of these selections come in. Ruby, thank you very much for joining us.
Cheers,
Thanks for
Bash.
watching,
Mind
and have a
yourself.
lovely rest of your day.